Hey everyone, introducing to you my new YouTube channel, in which this is my first video in the United States politics. As frustrated as most people are after watching the left, especially the rich liberals destroying America, I wanted to inform more Americans about how important this coming election is. And a Trump win would be an American win, and a win for the whole world actually, as in peace on more unnecessary war. Don't forget to like and subscribe, thank you. Anyway, let's get to the video.
All right, liberal comic Bill Maher declaring on a recent podcast that he thinks the U.S. is winning economically. But his guest, fitness guru Jillian Michaels, hitting back and pointing to the high cost of pretty much everything. Watch.
We won the pandemic economically. I mean, America...
Did? God, I don't feel that way. Explain it to me. I feel like inflation's insane.
Inflation is not insane.
Bill, go buy a car.
There's numbers. I understand. Things,
a house
but it has
tripled here.
Look, I get that people...
Buy some eggs.
Before we analyze the absurdity of this clip, let's watch a bit more of it to fully grasp its nonsensical points brought up Professor Scarborough.
And inflation continues to take a major bite out of our pocketbooks. Since Biden took office, prices are up nearly 18%. And today, brand new numbers came in hotter than expected for January. But President Biden's good friends over at Morning Joe insist the economy is just fine.
You want to know how Biden's doing? Look at your 401k. Look at your stock app and see how much money you're making every hour. Because there's not a crazy lunatic in the White House, but these freaks.
By the way, who is he talking about? Definitely not middle America.
I'm not exactly sure what they think they're going to get from Donald Trump, but they're going to get none of that.
Harold, when Trump was president, the stock market was considered not a measure of the economy. But now the Democrats want to say the stock market is a measure of the economy, but that's not really reflective of what Jillian Michaels was saying, which is the price of eggs is still really high for people.
So two things can be right. I hate differing with Dana, but I do think President Trump talked a lot about the stock market. He would say,
no, I know, and he got ridiculed for it in the media.
I didn't. I think those of us who try to be thoughtful and think about this, Democrat, Republican alike, you have to acknowledge we're reaching records. And I think what Joe Scarborough was saying was, if you're a wealthy person in the country, you're richer than you were before.
Come on now, do this rich lefties even think about the average Americans and the middle-class families who are trying to put food on the table in their homes? This drives me mad.
Now, the second thing that can be right is what Jillian Michaels, whom I don't know, is saying. If you don't feel like you're doing well, then you're not doing well.
What? Who is this guy?
And no politician is going to shove numbers in front of you and say, you should understand you're doing better than you think. There are a number of politicians who are at home now and not in elected office who believe that they could do that. I've said on the show and will say again, there are 3 dates prior to Labor Day, that I think are critical for any incumbent president. One is Memorial Day. What are gas prices at Memorial Day? 2, the 4th of July. What are food prices and gas prices like on the 4th of July?
Bro, are we gone pick dates now? So on Christmas, egg price is $1 and what? Father's Day, $20. Come on, let's be real for a minute here.
And a week after that, because most of schools in America, up here in the Northeast, we don't start till after Labor Day, but most schools start between the 1st and 3rd week of August. What are clothing prices? What are school supply prices during that time? Every presidential race has had some correlation to what those numbers look like. And then after Labor Day, we got a free-for-all, and whomever is able to adjust to the October surprise and has the best numbers and momentum likely wins the race. Bidenomics has not been a compelling and resonant a term or package in the minds of a lot of voters. And there's no amount of telling people, even as great as Bill Maher is saying.
Why would anybody get advice from Bill Maher or any Hollywood star? Let me say one thing here. For Democrats, it's all about power. And like this guy just said, they were in fact waiting for election year to work on and try to fix issues that they created in the first place. Now, I got to give it to the Dems. They are smart to play for power while stepping on the average America.
Things are better, and you should understand that. Unless people feel that way, and we have a topic coming up a little later about what the minimum wage should be. If people don't have to work 2 and 3 jobs or don't believe their futures are brighter, you can't point to any amount of numbers to make them feel any better about their future. But if things are better in May, in July, and September, I hope people around the country and around the political table are able to say, you know what, maybe things are better.
So when you hear they say the stock market is up, Who do you think owns stocks? It's not the poor Americans, but the rich. Why the rich keep getting richer. Anyways, that's my say on this, and laters. Salute.